Ready, go.
My name is Jalen Nelson, and I'm going to talk about the film Contagion. The director name is Steven Sandberg. The producers are named Michael Schamberg, Stacey Shear, and Gregory Jacobs. And the main characters are Mitch Imhoff, Dr. Mears, Dr. Sheaver, and Dr. Hextall. And also Dr. Ortans, Beth Imhoff, Alan, Dr. Suzman, and Sun Fing. And it was released September 9th in 2011. I'm going to give you a brief summary about the film. Alright, when Beth, a woman on a business trip, went to Hong Kong, comes down with a vicious virus. Her husband Mitch rushes her to the hospital. Shortly after arrival, she dies. The virus cannot immediately be properly identified. When Mitch comes home and finds his son also dead, he is quarantined for the rest of the public. He is also revealed that he is immune to the virus, and he was free to go. When Mitch and his other child tried to leave town, they learned that the state's borders had been sealed. Meanwhile, in Atlanta, at the Center for Disease Control, they attempt to figure out where the virus came from, how it spreads, and most importantly of all, how to cure it. A doctor named Mears sets out to organize the control of the disease, but eventually it catches up to her and she shortly dies afterwards. Dr. Hextall, a brilliant young woman, discovers that the disease is a mix of two existing viruses, a bat virus and a pig virus. While Hextall gets hard at work trying to create a vaccine to help fight the virus, spreading like wildfire and killing millions. Conspiracy theorists post on his blog that a particular plant will cure the illness. This is, however, only makes the illness spread more quickly, as the sick and healthy both seek out this flower that will keep them safe. Also, all the storylines, as you said, heading towards the end as we watch Mitch try to find a way to keep his daughter safe, and Hextall tests her vaccines on herself in order to hopefully rush them into the production. Important aspects of people. Beth Imhoff is the first to get the virus, and she flew to Hong Kong for a business trip. Mitch Imhoff, the husband of Beth, he was immune to the virus. Alan, the blogger, is a blogger in the theories who, according to law, is the so-called index patient, for which becomes a parallel epidemic and fear, panic. We all suspect one time or another that we're not getting the whole truth. In that sense, Alan represents the audience point of view. Dr. Miraz, epidemic intelligence service officer, in researching her character, she traveled to the centers of CDC and currently in Atlanta, Georgia, where she consulted with current and former officers at the pandemic intelligence service to receive insight on not only the daily life but on the type of person qualified for the occupation. Dr. Ortanta, epidemiologist with the WHO, the World Health Organization. Ortanta's main projective is to trace the origins of the MEV1 pathogen. Dr. Sheaver, he worked for the CDC in Atlanta and was over the operation. Dr. Hextall, a research scientist with the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. She was trying to make a vaccine for everyone to be cured. Dr. Susan, a research scientist at the University of California in San Francisco, a medical campus. Susan identifies a cell culture capable of growing the virus. The institutions of society, WHO, stands for World Health Organization, has a multiple leadership opportunities that include providing access to universal health care, preventing communicable diseases, and researching factors that help that affect health. The organization's purpose is to direct and coordinate health for its signature nations, provide leadership, and determine paths for research. The CDC stands for Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, saves lives and protects people from health threats, conducts critical science and provides health information that protects our nation against expensive and dangerous health threats, and responds with these arise. Plans, places, and events of this film. Hong Kong is where Beth got the virus and brought it back to America. In Minnesota, Beth spread the virus in Chicago because she had a layover on the airport and she saw her ex in Chicago, and that spread it also too. Beth went home to Minnesota and spread it to her son and her husband, Mitch. And Dr. Shiver was over the CDC in Atlanta. Songfin took Dr. Ortains to his village, so the whole village would be the first in line to get a vaccine so they can be cured. Alan broadcast on the laptop says that the foresight helps him be cured from the virus. And for conclusion, the way it relates to microbiology is that microbiology is a science that deals with microorganisms. Microorganisms are those organisms that are small to see with the naked eye and includes things like bacteria, fungi, and the viruses. Everything that Beth was touching was contaminated. The SRS cohort is just like MEF1 and Contagion. They have all similar signs and symptoms. There were even hand washings in the movie that also was social distancing, trying to get food and standing in lines and also things. They were also restrictions to leave the states by states.